Okay everyone, I have my sewing room all decorated for the holidays in my own style. It's not all bright colors, but it's what I love, and I love some of the more muted colors. So let me show you what I have done in my sewing room for the holidays. Over here I have my baskets, my vintage baskets with an old scoop and a new one from Hobby Lobby, a tobacco basket, and just a little banner that says "Joy to the World." Up above, I found that at a yard sale. I found 10 of them. I sold them all, but I kept this one, and this one is cross-stitched, called the Star of Bethlehem. Over here on my, I call it a vintage tree. It's an old style tree I've had for quite some time, and I've got the plaid skirt from Hobby Lobby this year, and I have some charm packs, the Snowman Gathering 2, and I want to do something with those. And then I have a little fat quarter pack just under the tree. As a reminder, that's the holiday stuff I need to use up. And on the tree is some primitive ornaments that I had collected over the years. The little wooden snowmen, little joy sign, the little train made out of wood, and I also have a rocking horse down here. And then the wooden gingerbread man, Santas. These were very popular a while back, and they're still popular for people who do primitive, but I have a place in my heart for it, and I thought my sewing room would be perfect. And if you can see in there, the garland is thread spools with homespun fabric glued around each one with beads. And Allie and myself made that many years ago, and I bring it out occasionally and put it on the tree, and I thought it would be perfect for the tree in here, and the little wooden star is up at the top. Over here, I just placed a tree in the little sewing basket that I found at a yard sale. I think I got that for $1. And then also the little angel. She's on like a spindle type wood, and she's got her holiday wreath and a star around her neck with a homespun dress. I moved our stocking right here. I just hung it here on my quilt, and this is the quilt from my grandmother. And I found this holiday quilt. It's hanging up on my old quilt stand. And I'm not crazy about the wall back here, but it is what it is. I'll make the best of it. But I found this at a yard sale, I think for $1, and I brought it home and I just cleaned it up. And it doesn't have as much stitching in it as I would like it. Maybe one day I'll take it down and work on it and put some more stitches, because I think the more stitches in a quilt, I just love. Up there on the wall, it's just a family photo, pillowcase doll I had made many, many years ago. The pillowcase was gifted to me from a friend, and I just put that pillowcase doll. You can buy the kits, you can still buy them, or there's a pattern out there to make it, And I usually just tie a different color ribbon around her bonnet and her sleeves for the season. On the back of my chair here is a acorn quilt that I made. I know it seems a little fall, and I did not have a holiday apron to put on Dolly, and my tape measure just hangs there. I always know where it's at, and when I'm done, I hang it right back on her neck. But I did have that neutral colored apron that I put on there. If I can find a wreath, I may put a wreath around her neck. We'll see. And then just some more quilt projects that I'm working on. And let's see, over here, this is my table that my husband made for me for my sewing room. And I painted that. I think it's called a patina blue on the legs. And the top of this is a wormy chestnut wood that he has. And he's made a stove cover for me, and also this tabletop for my sewing room. And then my machine, my cutting, and a project I really need to do. Back there, I have some plants on I don't know if you can see it. It's a little stand that my husband made for me out of just some old lumber. And then I have, this is another project that I wanted to do. It's the spools with the homespun fabric on it, like what I showed you on the tree, and some little bells. And I really need to finish that, but I've just got different things on my cart that I use quite often. Over here, that dresser was thrifted on Facebook Marketplace. I painted it, put the handles on it, and it's a lot of storage for in here. And then this shelf right here, I want to put a little curtain up there. I've ordered the rod, and that's some of my larger fabrics. So I just want to make a little curtain to go across there. And then I found these at a yard sale, and these are some old ornaments. Those are the kind if you drop, they will shatter. So they're old style, and I put them in there in that jar that I got from a yard sale. And then I've got little fabric and projects in all those little bins. And then I have some of my quilts stored up there. And up there in the basket, I have all of my batting that I'm going to use for projects. And then over here, those are little strawberries that I had made. And I do have a video out on that. I'll try to link it. And then fabric. And the little quilt sign I found at a yard sale for $1. And I'm going to change this up. I've got a little wall piece up there, but I've got some things I want to put up there, and I just need to get in here and change it up. Over here, oh, here's my little hexies, extra pins and clips, and just some little floral tins for buttons, bits and bobs. And then I have my pencils and some old spools, some more fabric, fat quarters, and then back there is my old scissors. And then up there I have just a basket full of yarn. I do like to make a granny square afghan, and so I've just got little pieces of yarn that I have thrifted from yard sales and rolled it up and ready to go when I'm ready to make that. Over here is just a little bin with a lot of drawers, and in these I just have my layer cakes. These all hold my 10 by 10, 9 by 9 squares, because I used to make a lot of rag quilts. And then under my table is just a basket full of quilts. I'll have to pull them out and show them to you one day. This is my sewing room for the holidays.